Awakenings happen fast and slow. One of the other very famous stories, even here in a country where Buddhism is not the majority religion, is the story of the Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama was a man of incredible privilege who had only known wealth and the good things in life, in fact had been especially protected from seeing any of the realities, until the day came when he snuck outside of the palace. And over a period of several days, he saw some realities. He saw an old man. He had never seen that before. He saw a sick man. He had never seen illness. He saw a dead body. The reality of this suffering had to have been so crushing. But then he also saw a teacher, someone living a very simple life, who seemed to both know and live at peace with the existence of suffering. So he decided to follow the example of this teacher. He slipped out of his palace. He took off his expensive silken robe to put on the simple one of a holy man. He cut off his long, beautiful black hair, and he embarked on a journey. Now, those moments of seeing reality, when they talk about the Buddha and awakening, that's not what they're talking about. His awakening actually came later, but I think that we can look at those moments and see them as an awakening in and of themselves, because they not only were those moments between when he saw the world one way and then saw the world another way, they propelled him. He had to change his life. There was nothing else that he could do. One of my favorite metaphors for this type of awakening, where your life splits between seeing reality one way and then seeing it another, comes not from a religious text. It comes from the movie The Matrix. In the movie The Matrix, you have the character of Neo, who has always just had this feeling that something is not right with the world and the way he has always seen it. And then one day he has a meeting with someone named Morpheus. And Morpheus hands to him his choice of two different pills. One is a red pill, one is a blue pill. And he explains that if he takes the blue pill, he'll go home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and nothing will have changed. But if he takes the red pill, he gets to go down the rabbit hole and see what reality really is. Neo takes the red pill, and he sees that what he thought was reality isn't, and that there's this whole other thing going on that he now has to be a part of because he took that red pill. In a conversation later in the movie with someone else who had taken a red pill, this other person is angry about it, and he says, "Man, if you could go back to that, wouldn't you this time take the blue pill? Because that other way, yeah, maybe it wasn't really reality, but it was easier. Even if it was fake, it was easier and we could go through the motions." And maybe that's one thing about awakening, is the issue of choice. How much choice do you have? Is your choice when you decide which pill to take? Or is your choice later when you decide what you're going to do with this new insight? I imagine that there are people who have an awakening, who see the way things really are, or perhaps see the potential that is to be, and they say, "I can't do that. That's too much for me. I need to stay on this path. It's easier and it's what I accept. So maybe awakening isn't just that moment. It's that moment tied to everything that comes after it. It's not just Gautama seeing the reality of suffering. It's the fact that he continued moving forward so that he could find what would be to him his real awakening, and an awakening of knowledge that he could share with other people. The way forward when you have an awakening may be difficult. It may be challenging. You may look at this and say, okay, I have this knowledge, but what do I do with it? Or, okay, I see how things can be, but I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't think I'm the person to do this. But what if you are? Sometimes I think awakenings can bring great joy, because I think most of us have that longing to know truth and to know reality and to know what is right and real for us. Once we are awake, what do we do with it? What do we do then? Do we stay awake or do we go back to sleep? The poet Rumi writes, "The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep." People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep.